Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to finish off the top of the hat or the crown of the hat. I have here my Beret hat that I knit. I started out with cast on 2x2 rib with small 16-inch circular knitting needle, which is this one. And then when I start decreasing, the hat is getting so big that 16-inch couldn't hold it, so I have to change to the longer one. This one I believe is about 24 inches. And then after a while I start to make decrease on the top of the hat, and now my knitting is kind of getting tight because it's coming to this small closure. So how do you supposed to do that when it's getting tight and you cannot knit it anymore? So there are different ways of doing that. One way is to use double point knitting needle. They come in 5 or 4 needle in one set. So what I'll do, I will transfer these stitches onto this needle. So I have 4 needles total, so I'm gonna do 3 on this one. So I'm going to transfer these stitches onto 3 needles. Just kind of eyeball them out to make it, sort of evenly. What I like to do, I like to transfer them so that on one needle will end at the point of decreasing, so that way I don't have to keep moving the stitch from another needle to one. So I'm gonna go ahead and transfer these stitches onto my double point needle. Just keep doing that. I'm not gonna count it, I'm just gonna eyeball it. And keep going. It's about 1/3 of it also. Okay, I think I'm gonna go for one more section of decreasing. I'm gonna end at the point where my decreasing is, which is right about here. There it is. And then I'm gonna go to another needle and I'm gonna transfer that another half of the rest onto my double point needle. So double point needle have to be the same size of your previous needle that you knit. For me, it can be one size smaller since you decrease it down anyway. It doesn't make much difference for me personally. Okay, that look like I got the first one way too much. Okay. So I got my second done. Got one more to go. Do my last one here. So that one way of finishing up the top of the hat. So after you got all those stitches, transfer onto double point needle. I'm gonna start knitting. Start my round here as usual, just like as you knit with the circular needle, and like that. Just keep going. And then when you get to the decrease point, you can just decrease the way your pattern tell you. For me, this round is just knit. This is not my decrease round yet, so I'm just knit. So you continue doing it this way until your hat getting smaller and smaller on the top, and eventually you will end up with just a couple stitches on the needles. And it depends on your instruction. Some will say and finish it off with 6 stitches left or 3 stitches, whatever way it's said. So you just follow the instruction. So this is just to show you one way of finishing off the top. Another way you can do, if you don't have a double point needle available and that you don't want to spend extra money on it, you can use 2 circular needle, 2 very long circular needle. I would say at least 24 inches in length. I have here 2 of them, and I'm gonna do this method next to show you how to do that. So let me finish this row. And I will show you how to do the next with 2 circular knitting needles. There also another way that you can do with one very long needle. It's called magic loops, and you can Google magic loop and you'll see how to do that. There's several videos on YouTube that show you that method. Okay, now I'm gonna change to another way of decreasing or finishing up the hat by using 2 circular needles. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer these stitches back onto my long needle. Start off with 1. So we're gonna divide this into half. So I'm gonna go ahead and roughly estimate these stitches and divide them in half. Half onto one needle and half onto the other. And then we go on knitting the crown. Okay, I need a little more from here. It doesn't have to be exactly half. Just start it from beginning and end where you're supposed to decrease it and make it easier. So I'm gonna end this one here, and then I'm gonna transfer. I'm gonna do another one. Get another needle and transfer it. Some people don't like to work with double point needle because it seems like it's so many needles, so many points, and it just get in the way everywhere. So using circular needle as give them another option, and they don't have to be poking themselves while they knit. Okay, so I got all stitches transferred to my 2 circular needle like this, and now I'm gonna start working on my hat crown. Where do my yarn end? Right here. Okay, so I'll pull let me set up the needle so you can see better. I'm using 2 different colors of needle, one blue and one silver, and we're gonna start knitting this part, continue from where I left off. So I'm gonna slide these stitches to the end of the needle here, and then I'm going to find another end of the blue needle, and I will knit. Use this part, the other end of the blue needle, same needle, to knit from this first half. Okay, so I knit. So you use the same needle to knit from each half. So just keep knitting and decreasing as you go, but this row for my pattern is not supposed to decrease yet, so I'm just keep knitting until the end of this first half. So you keep going until you finish off this blue needle. almost done. So this is just kind of show you different way of how to finish off the crown of the hat, and this assume that you already have your pattern of how to finish it off. Usually just set knit two together every so and so stitch. That's usually the way it is. And the more complicated one will be a pattern decrease. So I'm finished on the first half. So the next half I have is on my silver needle. So I'm gonna slide this needle so that my stitch can be right at the end of my needle here. And I'll go back and look for the other end of the silver needle. And I will start knit the same way I knit the blue until I complete my half, and then I will go back and do the blue one again. So just keep going that way until you finish it off. Okay, I hope this helped you, and thank you for watching.